Hey lovelies, so welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about Ready to Love Season 10, Episode 11. So today is going to be a recap and a review of the episode. I'll tell you guys what I think about the episode, some key bits that I picked up on, and we'll break it down and talk about it. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you know every single time that I post. And also don't forget everyone to please like, share this video and leave a comment in the comment section below. Now let's get into it. So now we have the final four. Now can I just say this season of Ready to Love is a joke. It's been horrible. I feel like there are no significant connections. The only person that seems to have a connection, or the only couple that seem to have some sort of connection, is Mika and Justin. And I don't even think that is more on a serious level. I think it's more like a sexual banter. I know she likes him, but I'm not. I feel like Justin is stuck on that ass. That is what I think. But I guess we'll talk about it in a little bit more detail. So this is like the episode where the families get introduced, right? And I thought this was an interesting episode. One, because I feel like Mika brought her father to meet Justin. I do feel like Mika's father was able to suss Justin out because he probably saw some similarities as to who he was in Justin. Because he did say to her he likes Justin, but at the same time, she needs to take it slow. And I feel like he was indirectly saying like, Justin ain't ready. Like, don't be all in because this man ain't ready for you. And the thing about Justin is I feel like he is still not yet ready for a serious relationship. I don't know if he's even aware what life would be like dating a woman who has 2 children. I don't think he's aware of that as well. He doesn't come across as even being solid in how that is going to work. And I know he said he doesn't want any I know he said he doesn't mind if he doesn't want any children, but then there's been times when he comes across as wanting children. So, and Mika seems to be set on not wanting any more kids. So how is that really going to work? So it's all a bit odd, in my opinion. I feel like it's probably like a playful, flirtatious connection that will eventually like die down over time. I hope I'm wrong on this, but this is what I'm seeing from outside looking in. Now let's talk about Vanessa and Chaz for a second. Vanessa brought her sister to meet Chaz. Her sister asked a lot of questions. These are the questions I need Vanessa to be asking, ma'am. You need to be asking these questions, but then if word on the streets that you guys were hanging out outside of filming is to be believed, then I see why you're so smitten, because you guys have been doing the do in private. Right now this is all alleged and there's no way of confirming or whatnot, but I was on a particular YouTube channel. I can't remember her name. Is it Kamisha? And I think that she was playing like an audio. I was driving when I was listening to it and stumbled on the video. So like, I can't really be certain. But then I was like listening and I heard the audio and I heard Vanessa's voice or something along the lines of insinuating that they've been hanging out. And I was like, oh, and her like performing. So I'm just like, if that's the truth, then I can see why you're so smitten and you're not asking the right questions. Anyway, her sister was not smitten. Her sister was asking the questions, and her sister did say she feels like he's manipulative. And I'm like, I completely agree. Look at how he manipulated the situation on the girls' trip. After flirting and doing all sorts with all of the women, all of a sudden when they want to hold you accountable, you run like a coward that you are. The other thing she said, and I really agree with, was Chaz is a great guy. Well, that I don't agree with. But then she said that Chaz is not stuck on her the way she's stuck on him. And I completely agree. I feel like Vanessa is head over heels and Chaz is not. Chaz is playing with you, Vanessa. Well, it's probably too late at this point, but he is playing with you. So if you're still there, get out now. Now let's move on to Patrice Alonso. and Chaz. Now, Patrice is playing with Alonso. This is my personal opinion. And I'll tell you why. First of all, Patrice, Alonso has been your connection since day one. Why did you invite your brother and not your mother? Is it because you think your mother is not going to approve of Alonso? Is it because you are ashamed of Alonso? Because you think he's too playful and not the sort of man on your caliber that you're meant to be dating? If anyone is listening today and they get the opportunity to interview Patrice, please ask her that question. I want to know why her mother did not get to meet Alonso but met Chaz. That is my question. I'm sure they're going to be like, oh, it's a scheduling conflicts. I'm like, I feel like it shows where your heart is. It shows that you feel that Chaz is a better fit for you. And I would say, because there's nothing that Chaz has done, as we've seen, to make you feel like Chaz is the better fit for you than Alonso. So it is given you feel like Chaz has more financial benefits, maybe, because the way her mom on the date was like, ooh, when it came to money stuff, I'm like, okay, so is this what is leading you to think, oh, Chaz is a good man and he's already a husband, he's ready to be your husband, and Alonso is not yet ready? Like, now, do I feel like Alonso plays too much? Yes. Alonso makes it hard for anyone to take him seriously. He plays too much. Like, there's a time for playing. No, I can be a very playful person, right? But there is a time for playing and there's a time to be serious. And I feel like Alonso just doesn't know when the time is. Like, when you're on the date with her brother, that's not the time to be making jokes all the time and being so playful. You can be a little bit playful, but then when they're asking you serious questions, have serious answers, please. Like, you look like a clown doing that. And so, for that reason, you're going to find it difficult for people to take you seriously, because even when you're serious, no one thinks you're serious because you're always playing. So that's the thing. I just feel like Patrice is playing with Alonso. Patrice is not like Alonso. I don't get the vibe that she does. She was pretty much crying for Chaz, and Chaz don't even call her. Didn't she have to be begging Chaz to call her and get her number? So yeah, no, I don't. I feel like Patrice, I don't know, ma'am. Like, it's either like you're playing games, i.e., you just want to be until the end and wear that dress and be walking and no, it took you so long. You want to be there, right? Like, and then be able to be like, I choose you. Um, that's what is given. Or you are trying to follow the bag and you think Chaz has the bag. But then if you're trying to follow the bag, why are you crying? It feels like she genuinely thinks Chaz is a good match and like a catch. I do think part of it is because of the way Chaz presents. Now, if you've noticed previously, before we started seeing the cracks, Chaz was presenting himself like the good guy, right? Like, oh, I'm a good guy, I'm a this. And remember when, was it who? LeRon was having an argument with Koshia or something like that, and he was like jumping in and just seeming like he was so sensitive. If you compare that Chaz to who we see now, can the real Chaz stand up? Like, who is the real Chaz? We don't know who the real Chaz is. And I don't think Patrice knows either. Because if you know, you will not be out here acting like that you really have a proper connection with Chaz. Cut it out. Now, let's talk about Maya and LeRon. So, apparently, LeRon called Maya a B. And I'm like, nah, fam. No, no, no. Hell to the no. Seriously. How you finna call a woman that you're getting to know, interested in, a B? If you call a random woman a B, I don't even like it. It's a turn off. I'll be honest, there was one time I was dating somebody and like, this was like initial dating, like we're in a relationship or anything. We had gone on like maybe 2 or 3 dates at this time. 3 dates. Yeah, 3 dates. And he sent me a message calling his neighbor a B. And I was like, what? No, no way. Like, that for me was one of the things that I was like, yeah, can't do it with this guy because Yeah, nah, you're calling people bees now? Like women? Like that is so, because all it takes is for me to annoy you and then I'll be all the bees in the book, right? So nah. What was even more crazy to me is that Maya was sitting down there and saying, yeah, why are you still entertaining the conversation? Why would you let this man sit in your face after calling you a bee? Like, to be fair, maybe production set it up because they don't really have a lot of people in the finals. So maybe that's what that's about. But honestly, I don't know if they can pay me well to stay. Because, like, this man called me all types of bees. No, that is not right. I would call him out. I would be like, no, you are hella wrong. You should never do that ever in your life. And I will call it out on camera. But it seems like she didn't really call it out much in camera on camera. It was more like in confessional. So I was like, did you really call it out? Like, seriously call it out? Like, I would want to know about that. But maybe that happened behind the scenes. But either way, it's a no for me. And I hope Maya is smart enough to not continue with LaRon. Like, first of all, what does LaRon have to offer you? He's childish, he's a manipulator, and then he's rude and calling you names? Hell to the nah. Now, let's talk about Justin and Mika for a little while. So, Justin and Mika went on a one on one date, right? And of course, Mika, one thing I like about Mika is I feel like Mika was honest throughout this process. Mika did not play in anyone's faces. Mika has been in the bottom a lot of times. And I feel like she didn't play in people's faces because she knew how she wanted to play the game. She's like, I'm here to find somebody. If I don't find somebody, that's it. I'm not about to force it. I'm not about to act like I like you so I can stay on the show. And I really appreciate that. I feel like there should be a place for people who want to make genuine connections and not be forced to be like dragged off the show because they don't have any connection. So in a way, I'm glad that she ended up staying until the end, because if she didn't stay until the end, they will have nobody, no connections whatsoever. It would be the first season of Real Housewives of Ready to Love where there would be nobody, no connections, no nothing. Everybody would be going their separate ways at the finale. There was something that Justin said that bothered me. He said something about liking his space. That's fine. I like my space too. But then saying stuff like, oh, going 4 to 8 hours without speaking to the person and stuff like that. I'm like, that rubs me the wrong way. Because I was like, you're in your early stages with this babe. You should want to talk to her all the time. You should be texting her all the time. You should be calling her all the time. She should be thinking like, oh, he is all over me, right? Not the one that you're talking about like, oh, is she a bit clingy? I'm like, what are you talking about, sir? That is not a good sign. That is not a sign of someone who wants to be in a relationship. That is the sign of someone who wants to eat their cake and have it. They want to be dealing with you on the side, and then they want to be out here doing other things, doing their own thing. And if that's the case, as long as you guys both have that understanding and you know that is what you're signing up for, then I feel like that's much better. But in this case, it's like you're out here believing that like, oh, this is my man, my man, my man. I mean, your man is like, he don't want to talk to you between for like, he can go 4 to 6 hours without talking to you. Like, yeah, that's not right. I'm sorry. That's not right. Now, am I saying that there won't be days when you go 4 to 6 hours without talking to your man? Absolutely not. There will be days where you will go without. Some days you'll be busy. You'll be busy all day. You might not even check your phone. I get that. But those are one-offs. Those are not things where you say, oh, this is not, I like my space. Mm-mm. These are one-offs where you even say, baby, I'm so sorry. Today has been so long. I was doing all day, blah, blah. I didn't even get a chance to check up on you. How are you doing? That should never be the norm. And it's almost like he's trying to train her to what will soon become her norm if she allows it. And I'm like, girl, baby girl, you better not, because I know you're out here in the confessional saying you don't want to say you love him. That means you feel like you love him. That means you feel really strongly for him. That means you really, really like him. Now, it's cute to see you all giddy and stuff, but I'm not feeling that he's feeling you to that extent. Now, he is feeling you because you are a beautiful woman. But is he feeling you on that, on a more deeper level? Is he feeling you enough to have a long lasting connection with you? Or is it just something where, you guys smash a few times, a few more times, and then it becomes a situationship? Let's move on to Alonso and Patrice. Alonso and Patrice had a mini date where Alonso was expressing his feelings to her about how he felt when she was checking in on Chaz and crying and all of that. And Patrice tried to spin it and say, don't feel left out. I'm like, he feels left out. You can't change how he feels. So don't tell him to not feel what he feels. I don't like when people do that. Like, I feel this way, that's how I feel. Don't tell me to not feel how I feel. Okay? Instead, say that was, I'm so sorry. My intention was this. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. That was not what I was thinking at the time. I didn't think it through. There are other ways and other things that you can say. It's weird for your thing to be, don't feel left out. So I thought that was a bit weird. The other thing that I thought was a bit weird was she was like, I think she was saying something about like, if it was you, I would do the same for you. I don't believe that because, yeah, I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't know why, but I just don't believe that. Let me think back. I don't believe that because I feel like the way she talks about Chaz versus Alonso is like Alonso is a placeholder in case Chaz doesn't come through. Which is sad because Alonso has been consistent since day one. He told anyone who cares to listen that Patrice is his girl. So like I don't understand. Now of course you have choices, but don't continue to string this man along, and say that and then be playing in his face like oh, a connection is growing stronger and stronger. I don't believe you. Anyways, I don't know. Patrice, I feel like Patrice is the villain of this show, but let's keep watching. Patrice and Chaz, I would say both of them are the villains of the show. Because Patrice, I'm just like, it feels like you're playing Alonso and I don't like it at all. I really don't like it. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let's chat about it. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And also tap that little bell button for notifications so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.